Welcome to this tutorial for the Seeingmachines Dssi Web application. This web application allows you to access the DSSI database that processes, stores and presents information generated by the driver safety system installed in your vehicles. This tutorial will provide you with an overview of the key functions used for day-to-day access and should be used in conjunction with the DSSI Web Application Handbook. The handbook contains a more detailed description of the functions we'll be discussing. Let's get started. Use the web address your Client Project Manager provides to access the DSSI Web application. To access your company's site, you first need to log on using the unique username and password provided to you. For this tutorial, we'll use the Seeingmachines demonstration site. None of the events are live events as this is a demonstration, but the site functions exactly the same as your company site. At the top of each page, you can see the site name, date and time relevant to your time zone. There's a navigation bar at the top with 6 clickable tabs. We'll discuss the function of the first 3 tabs when we navigate to them. If you have access to more than one site, you can navigate to that site by clicking on the Select tab. The site is able to be translated into Spanish by clicking on the Language tab. At the bottom of the page is the version number for the software. This is updated automatically when new versions are released. We are currently on the Fleet page. This page shows you all the vehicles in your fleet that have had the DSS installed. Any text in blue is clickable and opens additional information. On this page, the vehicle reference number is in blue. By clicking on the vehicle, we can see all the events recorded for that particular vehicle. The vehicle operator, if activated. Type of event. For example, fatigue, distraction, or field of view. Date and time the event occurred, with elapsed time in brackets. The shift or crew, if that information has been provided. The speed of the vehicle at the time of the event. And the duration of the event in minutes and seconds. By default, events for the previous 14 days are displayed with the most recent events first. You can search for specific dates by using the Date tool. You can type in the date or use the calendar. The data for the previous 14 days is then displayed from the date that you selected. You can quickly go back to today by clicking this date at the bottom of the calendar. You can filter events using this Filter tool. When you click on an event, more information about the event, including a video, is displayed. You can click on this arrow, which will open a summary of the event, or you can click on the blue text and open the event in its own page. The detail in the event includes information such as event verification by the monitoring center, the GPS location of the event, and what, if any, alarms were initiated at the time of the event. You can quickly return to the previous screen by clicking here. There are also further navigation tools at the bottom of the page. You can go to the next page of data, go to a specific page of data, and see more than 10 items per page, up to 50. You can also see how many items there are to view and refresh the data. Let's go to the Alerts tab now. This tab shows the events for all vehicles in the fleet, with the most recent events shown first. Like the Fleet tab, you can search by date and by event type. If I clicked on the vehicle name, it would take me to a new page that gives me the history of that vehicle like we saw on the Fleet tab. The navigation here is the same as we saw before. In this drop-down menu, I can click on the GPS location and Google Maps will open up in a new web tab. I can now see the map of where the event occurred. Let's look at the Dispatch tab now. This tab takes you to a console that provides you with the real-time view of your fleet's fatigue risk and the most recent events. The default view is the Fleet view. This view gives you a color-coded summary of your fleet. Red indicates a critical fatigue risk. The vehicle has had more than 3 fatigue events for that shift. Yellow indicates an elevated fatigue risk. The vehicle has had more than 1 fatigue event for that shift. Green indicates a normal fatigue risk. The vehicle has not had any fatigue events for that shift. Any vehicles shown in grey are not currently in contact with the database. Note the badges on the vehicle icon. The number on the right indicates the number of unclassified events. A badge on the left would indicate that an error had been detected. On the right side, there is an event feed. This shows new events as they are detected so they can be reviewed and classified. This feed stays here whilst you're in the Dispatch console. Above the event feed, you can see the number of events processed today and when the server was last updated. This allows you to be sure that you have the latest information. You can see the event video and information relating to the time of the event. Clicking on the Examine box takes you to a page where you can review individual events and accept, reject or reclassify them. We don't cover this function in this tutorial because it's configurable and additional training is required. You can speak to your client project manager if you need to understand how this function works. You can go back to the Fleet view by clicking here. The purple shade of the event indicates the event has not been classified yet. The shapes above the video indicate the different classifications of events for that vehicle. We'll explain these further in the Shift view. To access the Vehicle view, click on the Vehicle icon. This will take you to a detailed list of events for that vehicle. To return to the Dispatch console, click Back. The Shift view gives you an overview of all events detected during a shift over time by vehicle. Note the explanation of the event shapes that we saw earlier on the video feed. The Log view gives you a timeline of DSS-related activity with the most recent events listed first. You can print or export this log as a CSV file. If you wish to log out of the Dssi Web application, please navigate back via the Home tab or just click on the Dssi icon. Click on the Logout tab. Thank you for watching this tutorial on the Dssi Web application. Now that you have the basic tools to use the Dssi Web application, we recommend that you log on to your company Dssi website and use the handbook to practice navigating the application.